And speaking of knowing what you're looking at, we have some college bowl games, which it's important to note that when you're betting college bowl games, they're not like the regular season. They're sometimes at neutral sites. Sometimes there's players that have opted out because they're going to go to the NFL or this year because of COVID or anything like that. So some very important things to factor in. Sometimes coaches leave programs before their uh, bowl games even start. But on Christmas Eve, we have Hawaii versus Houston. I was looking at that game, decided to stay away from the New Mexico Bowl. Christmas Day, we have Marshall versus Buffalo. I was leaning Buffalo on that -4.5. However, that catastrophic injury to their running back, who has been a powerhouse for that offense. Not sure how the Buffalo team responds from that injury and that loss to Ball State, so I'm staying away from that game. And really, Brett, Saturday has the best game, and it's a game that we should have had on December 5th between Liberty and Coastal Carolina.
Hey, we got a great game on December 5th, but now we get the Liberty Coastal Carolina matchup that would have been college game day. We get it during bowl season, Higgins. Win win.
Yes, it's the FBC Mortgage Cure Bowl. And so Coastal Carolina and Liberty were supposed to play each other, but Liberty had COVID protocols that took them out of the game, and that's when there was the 2-day notice that BYU took the call and decided to play Coastal Carolina. Coastal Carolina still eked out the win in that one, Brett. And based off how we saw BYU just demolish UCF in their bowl game, that makes that win by Coastal Carolina, to me, all that more impressive. And that's why you're going to find me on Coastal Carolina -7.5 here. I feel like the team should feel disrespected with being ranked number 12 in the nation right now. They should have gotten a New Year's Day game, in my opinion. So they should come out with a little chip on their shoulder. I think 7.5 is a bit of a big spread, but I still think that they should win this rather handedly. They went 11-0 up until that BYU game. They had covered every single spread in this game in this year. They're 8-2 and 1 on the spread this year. Liberty in their own rights 8-2 on the spread as well, but I just think Coastal Carolina is the better team.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually going to take the other side, Higgins, on this one. So one of us will win, one of us will lose. Great for our record. Um, and, honestly, I just think Liberty is a pretty good football team as well. And I don't know. I see this as more of a pick 'em game, to be quite honest. I know you're a huge Coastal fan. You've loved them all year. But I think Liberty's pretty good, and they have a good quarterback. He transferred in from Auburn. Hugh Freeze is their coach. So Liberty +7.5 in this one just feels like a good play for me.
Now, you mentioned Hugh Freeze, and I mentioned the fact that coaches might leave, and Hugh Freeze, his name's been whispered with the Auburn job. Art Briles' names has been whispered about taking his spot at Liberty next year. I don't know how that might distract and pull away from the preparation of this game. Liberty had been ranked in the top 25 earlier this season. They're not right now. Coastal Carolina stayed ranked throughout. I just really think the Chanticleers are the better team here. I'm going to be very excited to watch that Saturday game because, like I said, we should have had that a few weeks ago. Liberty, unfortunately, was not able to play in it and has not been able to play since they were taken out of that game. So, obviously, Liberty should be rearing to go, to your point. I just think Coastal Carolina fresher, played some top-tier opponents like BYU there. It should be a great game.
Yeah, I'm excited for the game. And also, just so everyone's aware, Brian Harson is going to be the coach at Auburn. Don't know who he is, but that's the name, Brian Harson.
Okay, so that's very important to point out because I had heard Hugh Freeze's name connected to Auburn, but however, someone else has accepted the job. Obviously, Hugh Freeze cannot
he
now
can
take
he can
that job.
lock in on Coastal now, Higgins. He can prep.
Some more coaching news, though, about another game that's going on that Saturday. Number 19, Louisiana Lafayette's playing University of Texas San Antonio, UTSA Roadrunners. However, the UTSA coach tested positive for coronavirus on Wednesday, the day that we're recording this, Brett. That game's on Saturday. It'll be interesting to see, as obviously there's going to be players and other coaches that get tested, if that has spread throughout the program and if this bowl game actually does happen.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something to keep our eye on. You mentioned Louisiana Lafayette's the favorite right now. If the game kicks off, I would imagine they'd still be the favorite when the other team doesn't have their coach. So that would seem like a big advantage in that one for Louisiana Lafayette. But I will not be touching that one at all. But I definitely wouldn't recommend anyone touch it till game day because that one could certainly be postponed.
The only reason I would consider touching that game right now is Louisiana Lafayette was minus 13.5 as we were putting this together on a rundown. And with him being taken out, maybe other coaches or players getting taken out, that could even balloon past 2 touchdowns. So if you want to take that while it's still under 2 scores, that's the only reason why I would see it. But honestly, we've preached bankroll management, and like I said, there's college football, college basketball, NFL, NBA. There's a lot of sports that are going on right now with the NBA season starting up again. So you gotta be wise with where you're placing these bets. And if we're gonna be giving out picks for the next 3 to 4 days, Brett, I can't see myself putting money on Louisiana Lafayette UTSA right now.
No, not when there's 4 straight days of NFL football, Higgins. 4 straight days.